Okay, so I'm starting with my pink yarn. I'm going to get started by making a slip knot. Once you have your slip knot on your hook, we're going to start with a chain of 66. And you can make your chain longer or shorter, just make it long enough to fit around your head. Once you have your chain of 66, we're going to slip stitch to the very first chain. So it's important here to make sure your chain is not twisted and it's facing the same way. I'm just going to push my hook through the very first chain that we made. And then I'm going to grab my working yarn, yarn over and pull through that first chain. So you have 2 loops on your hook, just pull that first loop through the second loop. And that's your slip stitch. So now to begin row 1, you're just going to chain 2. This will not count as your first stitch. We're going to make 1 double crochet in each of the chains, starting with that same first one. To double crochet, you just yarn over, push your hook back through that first chain, yarn over and pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. And that's 1 double crochet. We're going to do that in every single chain so that we have 66 double crochet. So I'll show you one more time. Yarn over and go through the next chain. I like to go through both loops of the chain. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. And just do that in every single chain. And I'll meet you back at the end of the row. Alright, so far I've made 65 double crochet stitches, 1 in each of the chains. Now I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to do my color change. So I'm about to make my last double crochet stitch. I'm going to yarn over, push my hook through, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. And now before I finish this double crochet, I'm going to change colors. So I'm going to grab my white yarn and I'm just going to pull that through my last 2 loops. And that's how I like to change colors. So you have your white loop on your hook and your working yarn, and then you're just going to end with a slip stitch in the very first double crochet that you did. So push your hook through that first double crochet stitch, yarn over and pull through so that you have 2 loops on your hook, and to complete the slip stitch, just pull that first loop through that second loop, like that. And now we can get started on row 2. So do not cut your first color that you use because we can just carry it over to the next round. So you can chain 2, and we're going to make our first double crochet in that same first double crochet stitch. So yarn over and push through that same first stitch and complete your double crochet. And that's how we're going to start every row. And then you're just going to continue to make 1 double crochet in every single stitch. So we're not increasing or decreasing. We should still be left with 66 double crochet. Once you've made 1 double crochet in each stitch, I'll meet you at the end of the round. So I'm at the end of row 2. I'm about to make my last double crochet in the last stitch. I'm going to show you guys how you can carry your yarn over from row 1. So I'm going to start to make my last double crochet, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And now all you have to do is grab the working yarn that you used in row 1. So the yarn that's still attached to your yarn ball. Just yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops with that yarn. And then just like the other round, we're just gonna push our hook through the very first double crochet stitch and complete with a slip stitch. And that's how we complete row 2. So we're basically just going to repeat that for every single row. I'm alternating colors for every row. And I'm going to do that for 18 rows in total. And I'm going to end with the white yarn. So after you reach the end of row 18, I'll meet you guys back here again to show you how to finish off. So I made 18 rows here. I'm going to show you guys what to do next. And I already snipped my pink yarn and I left a little tail here so I can weave in the end. So this is the very end of row 18. I'm going to show you guys how I like to finish off. I'm just going to make my last double crochet here, not changing colors anymore. I'm going to slip stitch to my first double crochet. And then this part is going to be my brim. So I'm going to chain 1 here and I'm going to make 1 single crochet in that same first stitch. And I'm just going to make 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around just to secure the brim. Once you've made 1 single crochet in every stitch, you can end with a slip stitch in the first single crochet that you made. And then I'm just going to chain 1 here and snip my end. And at this point, I'm just going to turn this inside out. So once this is inside out, I'm going to reattach my pink yarn to the very first row that we did, and I'm basically just going to single crochet this closed. So to reattach, I'm going to start with a slip knot, and then I'm going to push my hook through the first 2 stitches here. And then I'm just going to yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through to complete my first single crochet. So when you're single crocheting, just make sure you're going under both chains like that. So go under both chains, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through, and just do that in all of the chains so that the top is closed up. When you finish single crocheting, it should look something like this. And here you can chain 1 and just snip off your yarn. So now your cat beanie is pretty much complete. You only have to weave in this end here, the 2 from the beginning, and the 2 from the very end. Once you've weaved in all your ends, you can flip this back to the right side. And that's what your seam should look like where you made those single crochet. So you are all done with your cat beanie. If you guys like this tutorial, let me know in the comments. If you make this with this pattern, just tag me on Instagram so I can see your guys' work. Let me know what other tutorials you guys want to see, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.